Hello everyone, Daniel Master 87 here, and today I'm gonna go ahead and give my initial reaction to this developer update that they're gonna be putting out for this upcoming PTV. Haven't been able to get on the forums really because everything's just been talking about that, and I wanted to see it for myself first. So here we go. Despite introducing a host of sweeping changes in the last few rounds of patching, it wasn't that sweeping, you know. You gave Killer a few buffs, kind of nerfed the Survivor perks, and then really nerfed the Killer perks. Today's developer update focuses on the in-game Mori, which I'm excited for. But in introducing it, they've ended up fixing one of the most frustrating things that can happen while playing Survivor. With the new Finisher Mori system, once all the other survivors are dead, dying, hooked, or have escaped from the trial, the final survivor becomes the last standing. What? Okay, so after that survivor gets down, then it does the endgame Mori, or... Rescuing a hooked survivor will end the last standing. Okay, so it's gonna let you know, it's gonna give you like a status indicator or something, like you are the last standing survivor. Both the last standing and the killer will be granted a wider field of view. Why can't you just make that base game, at least for killer? Because that's what we've been asking for. And being down as the last standing will trigger the finishing Mori. They'll be teleported to a place so the camera doesn't get screwed up, and then the Mori will happen. Yeah, and the Mori animation will play, game's over. You don't have to spend 10 freaking minutes looking for a hiding dude. Or 4 or 2 or whatever whenever you close the hatch and he has to go for the gates. Something like that. Because this new system might otherwise encourage leaving survivors on the ground to quickly end the game. I just don't know why you did it that way. We weren't asking that if there's like 3 survivors left and all 3 of them are slugged, that you instantly end the game. I mean, at that point it's just a matter of picking them all up and hooking them. If there's a guy in an unhookable spot, you'll just wait for the other 2 to die on hook, and then it would go into the Finisher Mori, right? Instead of waiting like 2 to 3 more minutes. That's how I would have done it, plain and simple. But no, let's see what they're doing. Because the new system might encourage leaving survivors on the ground to quickly end the game, a change to the dying state will be introduced alongside the finishing Mori system. And that is that all survivors will gain the ability to pick themselves up off the ground if they are left slugged for 45 seconds. Why? Why? Makes no freaking sense. You're just giving survivors Unbreakable for free if it's at the end of the game and the killer's crushing them all. So that's another built-in second chance they get. 4% second chance, they get hatch second chance, exit gate second chance after you close the hatch, and then this second chance now. And that's without bringing any perks, just base game. This time is also affected by recovery speed effects. No more crawling around for 4 minutes. So clearly the survivor's feelings and their experience is central to this design concept. But what about all the survivor perks that let you pick yourself up? Unbreakable, Soul Guard, Boon Exponential, etc. They will all have the ability to pick yourself up removed from them. Oh, really? They'll all have the ability to pick themselves up. No, they won't. That's getting taken away from all those perks. I guess... Yeah, I don't get what that's trying to say. Oh no, it's showing the perk changes down here. Because at first I thought they said, oh, the perks won't let you pick yourself up. because it would make it redundant with the in-game mechanic. But they are saying that these perks that let you pick yourself up are going to be completely changed. On top of that, the ability to Mori survivors will no longer be an effect on Rancor and Devour Hope. Some, but not all of these perks will receive compensatory buffs or changes. I've never said that word out loud. So, Unbreakable now increases dying self-recovery speed by 100% at level 3. Holy crap. That's like way better than We're Gonna Live Forever, isn't it? I mean, look at that number. 100%. Because you gotta remember, before it was like Unbreakable gave you 35% faster recovery speed or something like that. 100% is freaking insane. I have to reread the above part to get what they're freaking doing with this. So they're just straight up saying, even outside of an in-game scenario, all survivors will be able to pick themselves up off the ground if they're left slugged for 45 seconds. So, you know, twins, all these killers that need to slug to essentially win the game, and they really can't win without doing that, you're just screwed now. That's what they're saying. Rancor. Once all generators are powered, the Obsession's ore is revealed for 5 seconds, and they are permanently inflicted with exposed. So it's just Noed, albeit not a hex, for one person. Meh. Hex Devour Hope. Once 5 tokens have been earned, any survivor placed on a hook. Whoa. Once 5 tokens have been earned, any survivor placed on a hook is instantly sacrificed. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But I mean, it's about the same as the Mori before, right? Because instead of going through the Mori animation, you just have to pick them up, hook them, and they get sacrificed, which takes about the same time. Finally, the finishing Mori necessitates changes to the Mori offerings, obviously. These offerings will be updated to award bonus blood points based on the number of survivors killed if you successfully earn a finishing Mori. So they're just turned into glorified BP bonus offerings. So we've got Cypress, Ivory, and Ebony, which is yellow, green, and pink. So Cypress gain 8,000 blood points if at least 2 survivors are killed, and the match ends in a finishing Mori. Ivory gain 12,000 blood points if at least 3 survivors are killed, and the match ends in a finishing Mori. Gain 20,000 if 4 survivors are killed. Talking about the Ebony. One problem with this, does that mean that higher rarity Moris can actually be worse? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you bring an Ebony Mori that requires 4 survivors to die to get 20,000 blood points, and you only killed 3 of them, does that just make the offering useless? I would hope it would default to the previous level, like the next rarity of Mori offering has the same effects as the lower rarity Moris, except it just doesn't give you the new effect that that specific offering gave. Because it's like, oh, you bought the yellow Mori and you killed 4, well, you only get 8,000, and if you bring Ivory and you only killed 2 survivors, well, then you just don't get that bonus BP offering. That's something I'm concerned about, because now Moris are going to be freaking useless. And I'm going to try and maybe spam the Moris I have in all these matches so that I can actually use them. Because I spent like 7,000 freaking BP on these pink Moris, and now all they're going to get is a few measly blood points. Yeah. You'll be able to check out these changes when next week's public test build goes live. In the meantime, let us know what you think about them in the comments below. You've managed to introduce mechanics that nobody asked for, and the ones that they did ask for, you've completely screwed them up, like beyond belief. Because now Moris are essentially gone. Like, the offerings as we know it are gone. Freaking survivors getting base kit unbreakable, basically. Minus the, I don't even know. And then they, like, buffed one killer perk, which makes it essentially do the same thing as it did before. I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy. But you know, hopefully in some insane world these changes don't negatively affect the killer gameplay that much, and we are allowed to have some sanity remaining. There's nothing else I can really say about this update. For now, this is Daniel Master 87 signing out.